Oh, hello.
Hi, how's it going, everybody?
Oh, how are you doing, Rev?
Good. I'm I'm sitting here silently chuckling to myself. Off the top of my head, I don't know who this is, but I love the screen name. Oh goddamn disease. That I read that and I loved it from the moment we met. It's a solid screen name.
Love at first sight.
Yeah.
Um, well, just going off of the album art alone, I have a pretty good idea of what happens in today's episode. A pretty good idea. We'll see
Yeah,
if I'm
fair.
right.
So before we jump into this, just a few things I want to mention. We added some stuff to the calendar. We'll give you some reminders, but it's just something I want people to kind of place in their brain space. That on the 4th of July, we are going to myself and Kim and Tass, and I think joined every now and then by Jake and Megan. We're going to play through the new Sea of Thieves content. Sea of Thieves is putting out new content on the 22nd. And so on July 4th, that Sunday, we're not quite sure the start time, probably around noon or something. We're going to sit down and play through that new story content for anybody who is, not going out for the 4th of July, just wants to hang out with us and chat. We're not recording that day, so we're going to spend some time in Pirate Land, which we have not done in a very long time as a
Yeah.
crew.
We're gonna check out the
Uh,
new Pirates of the Caribbean stuff.
yeah. And then on the 23rd, we are going to be doing, July 23rd, that is, that Friday, we're going to be doing the final episode. It's been over a year. We're going to do the final episode of Tass's original Monster of the Week stream game that we used to play on Twitch once a month, End of Days. And because it is the last episode, we knew it was going to be the last episode. We had it scheduled, and then the pandemic happened. But because it is the last episode, there's a lot of people who have been involved who want to come back. So Tass is going to have a full house. I more specifically, I am also going to have a full house. But it's going to be Tass running the game. I am going to be playing in it as Everett. Jesse is going to be playing in it as her wronged. Jake is going to be playing in it as what used to be his initiate, but I believe is the mundane now. Although it's almost like it's been over a year for me to be able to remember. Megan is going to be there playing who knows what. Kim is also going to be there playing
What?
who knows what. And the element of Carolyn is also going to be there. Who? Oh
And
no! Oh, and
Wes.
and Wes will also be there. So Tass is going to have 7 players to deal with.
8 people around that table.
8 people around that. Yes, Bear Trap Carolyn will be back. So it is going to be a good time. I imagine he's going to have to split that party because there are going to be 7 hunters, all of us at the table. So yeah, that'll be on July the 23rd, that Friday. It'll be the final End of Days. Yeah, that's going to be wild.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited just to be there.
Yeah. Yeah. So, well, as we go through this, folks, if you have any questions or anything, let us know. I will try to pause and talk about some behind the scenes stuff as we go. But let's get started, shall we?
Yeah. One question. One quick thing. Penguins asks
Yeah.
Kim, "You'll be there in person too?" Yes, I will.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm gonna be there at the table, probably
Yep.
sitting in Megan's lap because we won't have enough chairs.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Let's you and me have a conversation for a second.
Okay.
Okay, well, I guess we're alone now.
Yeah.
Well.
So, how's it going with you?
I'm good. I'm gonna roll. I'm actually gonna roll to see how good I am. What would this be? Like
I think charm.
cool? Charm?
Well, no. Maybe you're right. Cool.
I think it
because
is
you're
cool.
trying to be cool.
Okay.
All right, go for it.
Oh, that's a 9. That's a mixed success, I guess.
Oh man, so
that sounds about right.
in this
doesn't it?
case, you impressed me,
Okay.
but at a cost.
Okay.
So you have to do push-ups.
Oh, what? I
Yeah.
have to do push-ups
All
to
right,
impress
all right.
you?
Yeah. All right, go ahead.
No. That's the best kind of improv is nope.
Yep.
Not doing that suggestion at all.
No, and then there's no and. at
No,
the end.
no
It's just
and.
no. Yeah.
Okay, let's do this. You move towards this creature and your hands start to glow again, and you grab on to some of the goo that's on a shoulder, and you grab onto some goo that's right above the face, and you start to just pull down and flex. You look like Captain America Civil War bicep porn pose as you rip this thing away. And you do it so completely that it almost comes off like a wetsuit. And you are able to put your elbow in and knock me backwards and hold what is left of this thing up to the light. And it burns away. So ley lines are kind of where magical energies from other worlds or other dimensions collect. And so they're areas of great power where magic works better, where if you could find a way you can channel the magic and maybe do things that you normally couldn't do before, things that were above kind of your abilities, or the things that you can normally do but more powerfully.
It's more powerfully is what happens there.
You wrap your leg around the pipe, but the metal on metal contact of your armor and the pipe don't give you the traction you need, and as you pull yourself up, your legs suddenly slip from the pipe. Tass and TJ, you see Jake's eyes widen as the unexpected weight of his lower body wrenches free his grip, and he plummets towards the ground below. Yeah, so just in response to chat, and you'll be happy to know that since I did the AMA on production where I talked about the fact that my recaps are all the same length because I never took the time to break the crit noodles into pieces, I still haven't changed that. I'm still forcing myself to make recaps that are exactly X length.
Do you like working within that strict of a guideline?
The thing that I like about it is that it makes me like, okay, this is all the time I have. So I really have to pick the super important things. And if it comes down to like, oh, there's some stuff that should fit in here. Okay, what do I think is most important of those options? And so they're never just too dense or too light. Because if it's only a couple things, like, well, something else has got to go in here. What is it?
Yeah, that was going to be my question. Are you ever trying to do a recap where you feel like you hit all the important things, but then you still have like 40 seconds you have to fill?
Not really, because it's always I can't remember what it is, 90 seconds.
Yeah.
But if because usually it's me having to cut out the other half of a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times it's me having to cut out someone's responses to information they're getting or a moment. So if it's ever light, I'm able to put back in so it is in fact a conversation between two people and not just an info dump.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. And it does it does give hints to what's important, because if it comes up in that episode, the next episode it'll usually be in the recap.
Yeah. Do you ever put stuff in more for fun than salience?
Not for the recap. No, not really. It is really a form of function, because there were people who had reached out and said, I really like the show. It's a really quick, short episode, but because there's a week between, I have trouble remembering what happened last time, and so really it was born out of just trying to give people that ability to have that brief recap of like, hey, in case you've listened to 10 other podcasts or slept 7 times in the last week, here's what happened last time.
One day I want like an April Fool's recap that's a recap of scenes that have never happened that we just like record fresh.
Oh my god, that's very good. That's good.
Let's see. Veller Frigative asks, what's the furthest back you've gone for a recap?
A recap is always stuff from the previous episode.
Okay.
So I don't pull anything from, oh Lord, I can't even imagine. I can't imagine pulling from other episodes, but it's always just the episode prior.
Okay. Scott asks, do you ever worry that you'll pull a supernatural and give away the surprise of a returning character or plot point?
Um, I'm usually am kind of focusing on that, and so again, a lot of times since it is stuff that was talked about in the last episode, I'm not as worried about spoiling anything because it's not like I'm going back. Let's say that Damien is popping back up. I'm not going back 20 episodes and grabbing a snippet of Damien. I'm grabbing a snippet of them like, oh yeah, you notice that there are these scorch marks on the ground and the person has a signed will on there. That didn't make any sense. But like a contract or something.
Mm-hmm.
So since it comes from the episode before, I'm not too concerned about spoiling anything because the breadcrumbs have probably been laid.
Makes sense. Uh, Tuxedo Clowns asks, I have to know where the name Damien O'Doyle came from.
So, so the O'Doyle part came from just that old thing from Adam Sandler. Yeah, it's O'Doyle Rules.
Mm-hmm.
From
Billy
Billy
Madison is what chat's saying.
Yeah, where just the family always chants whenever they do stuff to people like O'Doyle Rules, and it was a joke that kind of came up, and then I started to weave it into the narrative. So then when Damien makes his appearance, I was like, okay, well, like the last name has to be O'Doyle because that's just so funny, and that's the reference we were making. So what's a good demon name that sounds fun with O'Doyle? And I was like, Damien O'Doyle. It was just kind of the first one that popped into my head, so we ran with it.
Oh goddamn Odysseus, and I will say this every time they speak up in chat. How different of a podcast could you create with an alternate edit of every episode?
I couldn't make a different story, but I could definitely make either a much more serious show by cutting out some things, or I could make a lot more relaxed chatting, casual, comedic show by keeping in some of the pauses and the out of character discussions. I think that you can really see the difference between like if you listen to this and you listen to Perilous Tides. Like I think Perilous Tides, a lot of the hey, we're just hanging out around a table gets left in a little more. So that it has a more casual, relaxed feel as we piece it together. For the main show, I don't leave a lot of that in. I could definitely, with what I have, I could definitely go hard drama or hard comedy compared to kind of the mashup that I try to do every week.
Mm-hmm. Tuxedo Clowns asks, I wonder if there is enough vocals from each of you to make a Siri-style voice of them.
Oh, I'm sure.
Probably.
At least of Tass and I, if you were to capture Other Side of the Coin, Perilous Tides, and Hero Salad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. At a certain point, Rev won't even need the rest of us anymore. He'll just build them
It's
all
true.
from little sound
I've
clips.
just made a file of everybody, and I've just been breaking up vowel sounds and consonant sounds so I can piece my own words together.
We haven't recorded together for years.
Yeah.
Baba Kluk asks about a blooper reel.
Actually, funny you should ask that.
Yeah.
So the season 3 blooper reel is at the end of tomorrow's episode of our D&D one shot. That one shot episode was a little shorter, and I was like, oh, I want to beef this up a little bit. And I was like, oh, you know what? I haven't put out the season 3 outtakes yet, so I'll put that at the end. So it's like 8 minutes. And it is at the end of season 3 of episode 3 of the Wild Sheep Chase.
So you'll be able to listen to that in just a few hours.
In like 4 hours.
Let's see. We're 4 episodes in. Have the cast in the game thrown you completely as a GM, as in having to pause and regroup?
I don't think yet, but I think it happens in this episode.
Okay.
TJ creating the car armor was a good moment. But that didn't really throw me off because I know the kind of stuff that TJ likes. But I think the first one probably starts to happen in this episode where it was like a decision was made or a die rolls goes bad. I'm like, well, I guess this is happening now.
And we've answered this before, but let's answer it again. How long
Yeah.
are average recording times?
Usually we record about an hour and 15 minutes is what I try to have when I look down at my soundboard. That's not counting like any pauses we do to take a break or go, look up some rule or something. And then that hour, 15 minutes, sometimes an hour 5, gets kind of truncated down into what you get, which is 35 to 55 minutes, like occasional ones that are 32, some that are an hour and 2. But I usually have a pretty good sense when we stop recording how long the episode will be. So
yeah, PT's usually a little longer. That's usually like an hour and a half or something like that.
That's usually closer to like an hour 45 because we know we're gonna we don't stop. That's the benefit of Perilous Tides or of Coin is that because I'm editing it, whenever I know there's going to be a conversation, I tell everybody to pause the recording. And then when we come back, I do the counting again so that I don't have that task. And this is just his editing style. He prefers just to let it roll so that he doesn't have to go in and sync up all the connecting points before he starts to edit. He would rather just realize like, oh, this is when they started talking. So I can fast forward a bit and figure out where they come back in. So he ends up cutting out more content than I do because it's, people talking away from the microphone or getting up to, get a drink or whatever.
Tuxedo Clown says, props to you guys for amazing mic etiquette. That's so clean to be able to get 40-50 minutes out of 1 hour 15 minutes is super impressive.
Yeah, it is certainly practice and lots of doing it. I'm sure that we were not before we were losing. I think we were cutting like, gosh, at least a third of the recording, just truncating the silence before I edited anything out. So I was getting much longer files before, but we're all kind of used to it now. And mic etiquette was something that we were working on from day one because, and I mentioned this before, we were recording on a single track. So you couldn't talk over other people because that phrase, whatever, would be unusable. But now we're recording on separate tracks, so it makes it a little easier to clean that kind of stuff up.
All right, let's get into the episode.
All right. Tass, TJ, you see Jake plummeting to the ground. Right before he hits the ground, there's a flash of light, and he vanishes. And then all of a sudden, from inside the booth below you, you hear,
"Oh God! Oh no! Oh, that was close."
What's going on? Jake?
Yeah, what's up? Hey.
The hell was that?
For those of you at home, that failure caused Jake to level up. And since leveling up in this game happens instantaneously, Jake, why don't you tell us about the power that you and I discussed that you took?
So I took a new divine move that is just called Angel Wings. And I can go instantly to anywhere I've visited before or to a person I know well. If I try to carry 1 or 2 people with me, I roll plus weird. On a full success, we all go wherever I wanted. On a mixed success, it doesn't quite work. Either we're separated or we go to the wrong place. But basically, as I was falling...
So clearly you don't really know the booth because you just passed through it. I think that to go to a place you've got to be familiar with it. So how did you get to the booth?
Because you're in it.
Right. So you teleported to Rev.
I teleported to Rev. I was just like... I imagine yours was the last thing your face was the last thing I saw before I thought I was going to die.
Oh boy.
And then I was probably on my ass in the sound booth because I don't imagine that it necessarily changes my orientation.
Yeah.
When I teleport, I might have just been like falling and like, oh no. And then I just went boom onto the floor.
We're going to assume that this magical teleport does what every other teleportation can't do and dampens your inertia. Just for the sake of you not taking the full impact still.
It eliminates terminal velocity.
Yes.
That's good.
Good.
We'll assume that, at least for now. Maybe you appeared and fell like up into the room and then back down. Like how Nightcrawler has to do it. Nightcrawler has to teleport. Like if he's falling, he's got to teleport so that he comes out of his teleport angled up
Yeah.
So that he starts to dampen that inertia.
So it's more like the Star Trek. What are they called? Teleport? What are they called?
Yes, it's like the transporter
Transporter.
in Star Trek.
Yeah,
Or
I
like
it.
it's like Castiel's angel wings. Like he doesn't actually fly anywhere. He just
there.
like vanishes and appears.
I like that. Yeah.
Oh, but I mean in the sense of I think he meant that the transporter in Star Trek kills their inertia. Like if they're falling, they appear and they still hit the ground, but it's not with the insane velocity they were falling
it's
with.
that they appeared a foot above the ground and fall that foot.
Cool.
Great. So yeah, you are in. Yeah. So here's episode 4, the second move that Jake literally just read it out loud, and then I misremembered how he had said it. It was like, oh yeah, so it's a place you know well or a person you've been to. And it took us forever to remember that, like, it was the other way around. I don't know how that happened.
Look, sometimes you're in the middle of recording and like the adrenaline is going, and then sometimes you hear something but you just don't hear it.
Yeah. Yes, Tux, absolutely. Just like Medic, which we, silliness.
Let's see. Velar Fricative says Critshow is the only Monster of the Week show I listen to that does the level up immediately.
Really?
That's interesting.
I feel like that's like.
I feel like that's pretty standard for Power of the Apocalypse.
Yeah. Huh, that's interesting. I mean, I know like Dungeon World is you have to camp, but yeah. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, so I have a sort of like behind the scenes question. So, like, was it? At what point did you know that Jake was taking angel wings? And what all happened between the end of episode 3 and you hitting record on episode 4? Yeah, so he fell, and that's where I ended the episode. And as he was leaving, he was like, "Oh gosh, that fail levels me up." And I was like, "Oh really? What are you gonna take?" He's like, I mean, can I take something that would save me from this? And I was like, I mean, I don't see why not. Like, that's the way Monster of the Week works, is that you fail upwards. What do you have in mind? And he was like, well, I have a move that lets me teleport. Like, could I take that? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. And he's like, okay. And so then when we came back to record the next episode, Tass and TJ did not know that. Okay.
But so yeah, when we did actually have that conversation, the way it happened in the intro that he had talked to me about it, and I just kind of pulled him aside to reconfirm it that was what he wanted to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's awesome. That's one of my favorite like cliffhangers and resolution of that cliffhanger is Jake falling and then immediately getting what becomes like a very iconic move for him.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Great. So yeah, you are inside the sound booth. I assume getting up.
Yeah, I'm standing up and dusting myself off, and I'm like, watch out for that first step. It's a doozy.
Whoa!
Ba-da-da-da-da-da.
Wah.
No, I'm actually probably breathing very heavily and like feeling myself, trying to figure out exactly how I just did that.
I think I'm down on a knee too, with just hands on your shoulders. Like, what was that?
I think I can like fly or teleport or something now.
That's so good.
I like look up to the sky and I'm just like, thank you. I don't think I can get to the roof from here. I don't know if one of you guys wants to give it a shot or we need to find a different way up there, but
I'll give it a shot. I've been up in grids and things like that before. I could definitely do this.
Are you sure? I mean, I'm happy to do this.
Oh no, I got this. This is like one of my favorite things to do. What are you talking about?
are you a good climber?
I'm decent. I'm a decent climber.
I'm just worried about you. I don't want you to get hurt.
Well, I think I'll be fine. I'll be all right. I got this.
All right.
Is there any
act under pressure?
Is there any kind of rope or anything in this place that I can use that I can tie him off with, or we can tie him off to the rail? Are there mic cords or anything like that in
Not
here?
up here. I mean, you've seen rope when you cut them down at the base on the stage.
Can I try to help him out? Can I try to follow him up the ladder and as he goes out, kind of like give him a hand to hold on to as he gets a handhold on something else?
Yeah, so Tass has come down the ladder. You're going to go back up. You're going to follow him, and you're going to try to give him a chin-up bar with your bicep porn to help him get a...
I want to give him an extra point to stabilize, like an extra... Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, you can totally essentially hold a hand out for him to put a foot in to help him boost up onto the bar. Because that's where you had an issue was getting up onto the bar. You got a hold of the bar, you just couldn't get up to it. And you think you could give him a boost.
Sounds good.
Getting up onto
Got this.
it.
That first little boost sounds like a +1 material.
Yeah.
So I got an 8 to help out.
Okay, so that gives you a +1.
That would make that a 10.
Jake, you hold out your arm, and you're holding onto the ladder with the other hand. TJ starts to swing out into the void. You grab the bottom of his foot, give him a boost, and as you shift, you feel your hammer slide out of your belt and fall.
Oh, shit.
TJ, you're up on the bar. You scoot your way across, and you get to the cracked open window.
I will try and open it and get out.
Yeah, you're able to give it a push, and it opens out onto the roof.
Nice. I'm going to climb up into the roof.
Okay, no problem.
Onto the
So
roof.
you are now on the roof. Tass, you're standing down in the booth with me, just kind of shooting the shit, talking about secret agency stuff. And you see Jake's hammer plummet by the window, and you hear shit from up above.
Oh, that's not ideal.
So once I see him get through the window, I want to call out to him, be like, "You good?"
I'm great. I told you I got this.
Does being able to clearly see a
was so far from his
place, a
microphone.
spot, qualify for being able to use angel wings to get to it?
No, but you could go to TJ.
I was thinking as far as my hammer goes.
Oh.
Like if I can look down and I can see where it's sitting, can I go?
Yeah, if it's line of sight. If it's not line of sight, I think it has to be a place that you are.
Am like intimately familiar
Yeah.
with. But yeah, I feel like if I can see it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, then I'm going to call down the ladder to Rev and Tass, and I'm going to be like, all right, I'm going to go down and get my hammer, and then I'm going to join TJ on the roof. So,
I'm right behind you.
okay. And so I'm going to...
Yeah, you teleport to the bottom of the theater, pick up your hammer, you look up at TJ, he's looking down at you, and then you are next to him.
You know, someone asked me, I think in the first episode, like if there was anything, if I could make the first episodes again, if there's anything I would change. I suppose that's the one thing I would change are the few rules that we like, oh, this is how this works, we think. And then later we're like, no, that's not how that works. That's dumb. Why did we ever interpret it that way? So yeah.
Yeah, I think it's funny that Jake read the rule and then it got misheard, which is fine, but then Jake just rolled with it when it's like it's on your sheet.
We just all played telephone
Yeah.
with this one move.
It's because you have such a just like authoritative voice
That's
that we just believe the wrong
Yeah.
thing that you said.
yeah.
You said it so confidently. Tuxedo says, hey, at least you guys said if we are misusing a rule or not doing it correctly, let us know. Do you
That's
still
true.
get messages about it?
No, we got a message about I think we got a message about medic.
Mm-hmm.
We never got one about teleport, and I can't remember how far it was. I don't feel like it's super far that I was like, that's not right. We've been doing this wrong.
I feel like it's not too far before you kind of correct on
Yeah.
that. Penguin
Yeah.
says, honestly, that makes it even more real to me that y'all are prone to the same interpretation stuff that us mortals do. It is nice to know that Rev's human now and then.
Fair. Not just a soulless robot. What?
Cool.
It startles TJ. He falls in the window. So what are you doing?
Oh, I killed the joke there with that pause. I'm
Oh,
going to go
okay,
back
let's
for
back
that
it up.
just for the sake of it, yeah.
You look up at TJ. He's looking down at you, and then you are next to him.
Cool.
It startles TJ. He falls in the window. So what are you doing, Taz?
I'm yelling up to him. Should I make my way over? Or are you going to check it out first? Because I don't want to fall and die.
I would feel better if we were all up here, but if you think you are going to fall and die, then you can chill.
No, I got this.
Okay.
Famous last words.
So you climb up to the top of the ladder. Give me an act under pressure.
Okay.
Oh my god. So the unfortunate thing that we missed when we
took a little break to get some drinks and stuff, is that Tacit said, you should let me do this climb because there's no way I could fail it because I have an ability to give myself a boost. Let everyone know what you just rolled.
I rolled Snake Eyes, which is 2,
Yep.
plus Act Under Pressure, which is 2, which
Yep.
is 4,
Yep.
plus Bottle It Up, which is a +3, bringing me to a 7, which is a mixed success.
It is an Act Under Pressure mixed success.
Oh my God. I just had to give you 3 hold that you get to use at your leisure to bone me.
On anything except Act Under Pressure.
That's exactly right.
So with your mixed success, I don't think that there is a worse outcome for this, that still you kind of succeeding, because there's really no point B between this point A and point C. It's either you make it to the lip and climb out the window, or you plummet to the ground. So I'm just going to give you a hard choice or a price to pay.
Okay.
So either you will get up and out the window, but the ladder is going to come away, so you won't be able to get down this way, and I won't be able to get up, or your weapons are going to fall out of their holsters as you cling to the bar to stop yourself from falling. The shotgun is in kind of like a sheath, and the pistol's in a holster. You accidentally left them unbuckled, and they're going to slide out and fall.
Yeah, I think the ladder goes.
So you scramble up, you kick a little too hard to get yourself out, and you feel the bolts in the wall come loose from the plaster, and you hear a creaking sound, and you see the ladder fall away under you.
Okay, that ain't great. And kind of hand over hand to get to that window as fast as I can.
I guess I'll wait here, guys.
Sorry, Rev. Oh, God, sorry.
Are you okay? Did the ladder hit you?
No, I hope nothing comes along and kills me, since I'm all alone and an NPC. I'm kidding. You pull yourself in, and you are now on the roof with these two.
Oh, God, that was close. And I'm going to instantly get that flashlight out and look to see if anyone's up here.
Baba Kluk, has there been anything story-wise I would have changed now that you're re-listening? Really, the only thing I can think of is that, and you know, this is the only thing that comes to my mind because it hasn't come up yet, but I don't think that means that it won't come up. But I could have totally just had Rev have an interest in the ley lines, and so that he's like kind of self-policing them, like just investigating them, that he's interested in this access magic, and so that he's been like tracking them around as opposed to like working for this other secret
organization that we've never heard of again.
Yeah, with good reason we've never heard of it again. But
oh, really?
I mean, yeah. Think about. I don't want to spoil anything, but there's a point where Rev isn't really focused on his work.
Yeah.
So
that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Tuck says I'm waiting for them to be the bad guys.
Fair.
Ossifers asks, Rev, what is it like playing yourself as an NPC?
It's fun because I can't remember who said this. It might have been Megan, maybe the first time that she was recording with us, and I was Rev. Someone was like, I really like watching you be Rev because he just, if you don't know it, he doesn't know it. And so he's so shocked by the things that he is told by the players that you clearly know, and it's just fun to watch. So yeah, I think it's fun.
How similar is real Rev to Coin Rev? Are you doing a bit of a caricature of yourself?
Oh, sure. I think just in the same way that everyone else is playing a little bit caricatured version of themselves. Like I would never live in a dark, scary place by myself.
Oh, that's true.
I won't get too specific about that just in case you're not caught up, but like there's a place at one point that Rev lives I would never live. But everything else I'm okay with.
Everything else is directly a one-to-one comparison.
Yeah.
Where are you looking? You looking high? You looking low? What are you looking for?
Is there an obvious lay of the land up here, or is this a thing where I'm going to need to actually start hunting around corners and stuff?
Yes, there are things up here. Heating and air conditioning pipes, junction boxes. There's the top of the fly space. It's not like a flat surface.
Okay, then I guess I'm literally just going to start making my way towards whatever the closest area that might be concealed would be. If whatever I can't see behind, just start doing kind of like around that stuff.
And what are you guys doing? Are you looking in other areas? Are you just following him?
I'd do a loop around the dome.
Okay.
I'm just going to go ahead and follow Tass in this case
So
because he's got the light.
both of you, Jake and Tass, roll investigate a mystery.
Okay. Ho, boxcars. That is a 13.
You get a hold 2.
I got a 4.
I'm going to remedy Jake's first because he was closer. He didn't have to travel. You start to walk around the outside of it, trying to see if there's any markings or anything at the base of the dome. And as you lean in to the dome, you put your hand on the glass and try to peer down at some of the cement at the base of it. And the panel of glass just lets go and slides into the building. And you hear it shatter. And you actually, after a moment, start to hear an alarm.
Oh no. I like hold very still and I turn very slowly to look at where they are.
Is that the building alarm?
It very clearly sounds like it's coming from inside the building.
Well, what's the police response force for IMPD in this neck of the woods?
Well, I'm sure I don't know.
Probably not great.
Hey guys, what are you doing up there? Real loud down here.
Be quiet. Trying to investigate.
We're trying to be sneaky. God damn.
Try to find the alarm and turn it off.
No.
Don't do that. Just hunker down. I accidentally set off the alarm.
Knowing that we gotta hurry now, I'm really looking.
Is there any place in particular you want to look in the sense of location on the roof or placement in the building? That sounds like a leading question, but I really want to know what area you get to inspect before you guys have to make a choice of fight or flight with the cops.
Oh, God. I mean, the only thing I have in my head is what I think would be the obvious place to go to try to get down from here if they were fleeing from us.
So it's very clearly, as you scan the flashlight around, the ladder hanging off the side of the building. You can see the metal rungs going over the side of the building on the side that you guys did not come down, the alley.
Oh,
the one that
left
TJ
side.
was going towards and never made it to.
Got it. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to haul ass that way.
You can
Have people from the theater learned of the podcast, or more specifically this episode? Yes. Margaret, who again was based off of Tass's actual manager, listens to the show. She is not a 80-some-year-old woman, but she is a fan of the impression. And then and that's for the IPT, and then and I think I may have mentioned this last week, but the Halifax is not a real theater in Indianapolis. It is based off of a theater at the first college that I taught at, with the exception of the light booth, which I tore from the second college that I taught at. But the Mother Theodore Guerin Theater has this giant open skylight at the top of the theater, which is great when you're trying to do theater, having a big light that you can't.
Yeah, having a big light that you just
can't
have
cover.
to deal with.
Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, we actually, I think it was at Gen Con, not last year because last year was online. So 2 years ago, the IRT, the Indiana Repertory Theater, retweeted something about us, saying like, "Hey, this is kind of us in disguise," or whatnot. So
That's very cute that they
Yeah.
know about it and they're into it, or at
Yeah.
least whoever's running the Twitter account.
yeah, I mean, it's been very cool that we've been able to do the Crit Crew meet up at Gen Con there. Hopefully that'll work out again this year. We'll see.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Way.
You can see as you get close to the ladder that there is a set of footprints that go back towards the back left side of the theater on the roof.
Oh, I'm going to follow those.
All right, so you follow them, and it doesn't take you very far.
I'm with him.
Great. And you come around. That sounded like a very dismissive. Great. It's not. I assumed that you were with them. I just want you to know that you matter.
Okay.
You come around the corner of one of the large venting systems, and as you pass around the corner, you realize that there's some ambient light being cast, and you see 10 more candles in the exact same pattern.
Okay. I'm going to get that flashlight up and kind of look to see if there's anybody here.
There's not.
Oh, man.
I believe you have one hold left.
What happened here?
You can see from the location on the roof, as you kind of think down a floor and down a floor, that you might be right above the other series of candles.
Oh, I don't know what this means at all, but okay.
But there's certainly 10 of them, and it seems like they're in the same pattern and in the same position, the same spacing as the candles in the basement, and that you are directly above them.
I want to.
The amount of time I spent on these candles and the layout and what it is they do and what one does what.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, yeah.
Are
Anyway,
we you should share those notes with us if you can find them.
Yeah, that's true. I do have them because I had to get them recently for Carolyn when we talked about it on Investigate the History.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I want to look to see if there's anything inside the ring of candles.
It's just the candles and then the roof.
What is the roof made of?
Irrelevant. It's the roof is made of stone.
Well, because I have a dwarven racial ability that gives me a +2 to notice traps made in stone. So.
Yeah. Okay, guys.
That doesn't make it in very often, but that was one of the ones that I kept. But that is my rote response when someone asks a question for a detail that doesn't matter, and I don't know where, but it's just the first thing that comes out of my mouth. Hey, what about this thing? Irrelevant. It's just it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
I thought it was funny that it made it into the episode, but we do hear that around the table if we start trying to tunnel vision on something that like Rev is like you're focusing on a thing that doesn't matter. Irrelevant.
Yeah, irrelevant. And I think that's part of the I think that's part of what does make the difference between, playing at a table of our friends and knowing that we're putting out something for people to listen to,
Mm-hmm.
is that I don't want the story to go too far down a path that I know there's no payoff for.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want, like, let's say that there's a room and I have and I've told you that there's a room at the end of this hallway and it's a locked door, and inside through the keyhole you can see there's a treasure chest. If you spend 15-20 minutes trying to break into that door and you finally are able to figure it out, and then you get the chest open and I'm like, oh yeah, there's nothing in the chest. Well, why did we just take that 15-20 minute journey? So it's it's like Chekhov's gun. I don't want any focus on anything that doesn't actually have the possibility of mattering later.
Mm-hmm.
So
Or like lead to something. That makes sense.
yeah, that's true. It does kind of end up being important a little bit later what the roof is made of.
Okay, guys. I mean, unless we want to do a quick sweep just to make sure there's nobody else up here, I don't think they're up here. Something about this is connected. This is directly above where the other set of candles was.
Jake, do you join them when you see him start talking about this?
Yeah.
So, I don't know, quick scan and we get down the ladder, or just go?
I think we just got to get out of here. We need to get Rev and get out of here.
You guys should take off first. In case the cops show up while you're trying to make your escape, I can stay up here and make a distraction.
Okay.
Do we want to pick a rendezvous point in case I have to hang back, and if you guys get to the car, then does the car still function? No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't have the
it doesn't.
battery.
How are we getting out of here, I guess, is also a good question.
On foot.
Okay, well.
And are you leaving the mech suit of armor in the basement for the cops to find?
I don't know how we would get it out if it can't move. Is there any way that we could even get it to move? Like it's big and heavy and with a dead battery.
You could probably try to fashion up a different way to power it, or you guys could search for a battery.
And this is Indianapolis and cars are everywhere.
We're going to steal their battery to get our power armor out of
I
here.
feel real bad about that.
As you guys are having this conversation, are you just huddled up tight and talking?
I mean, not like huddled up. I imagine we are standing in a similar proximity to this right here.
Mm-hmm. What's
And
this
talking,
right here?
Which is about 2 or 3 feet from each other.
In a triangle.
Are we leaving the light armor, or do you think you can rig something fast enough to grab that and get us out of here?
I guess I could. I mean...
Grab
yeah.
something and get it?
Yeah, I can... Yeah. Yes.
All right.
I could do it.
Let's haul ass then. And going to make our way to the ladder.
Okay.
And
Climb
Down the
it.
side and
Yep.
back into the building.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What are
Okay.
you doing?
I will join them for this, and I will hang out near the front doors. Like, is there a window out the front of the building somewhere that I can see out?
Yes, at the top of the stairs on the second floor.
So I'm going to keep watch. And if I see law enforcement show up, I'm going to wings back to the roof, and I plan to make a distraction. So, and I'm going to let you guys know that. Like, I'm going to keep an eye out for the cops, and if they show up, I'll hold them off. But if you hear me making a ruckus, know that shit's happening and you need to get out.
Gotcha.
all right.
And if you have questions, yell them to me, and I will try to respond in a way that does not set off the police.
Okay.
I'm imagining you guys coming up and being like, which alley are they in? And I'll be like, to my left, we have a chimney. Like, I'm stuck up here, and the ladder on my left is broken. Help me, please. Hello, 9 police officers. Your 3 squad cars look well cleaned. How did you squeeze into those? There's 9 of you.
I'm gonna steal a cop's battery.
Oh my god, that would be hilarious. I get them all look at the building, and then I teleport, and I'm just getting under the hood of the car behind them as they're looking to figure out where I went, grabbing a battery.
Oh, my God.
One of them turns around.
What do I need to do to...
Yes, Josh, there was a ladder inside that went out through the skylight, and then there was a ladder down the side of the building that was on the that originates in the left alleyway, which is the one alleyway they did not come into when they first arrived.
What do I need to do to help you find something here?
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for as many electrical outlets as I can possibly
my
get
God.
to basically jerry rig a charging unit that will charge the battery with one surge of
You're
power.
going to try to supercharge it.
Yeah, with one surge of power by plugging it into multiple plugs and just like have all the electricity go into the battery.
That's so good.
The science checks out.
It does. It does. And
Isn't it the weirdest science you've ever heard?
do you explain that to Tass as you're telling him what to look for?
Oh yeah, Tass. I'm going to create a supercharger that will supercharge the battery by plugging it into multiple outlets and supercharge the battery.
And when you do that, what'll that do?
It'll make the battery better and
Oh, I was-
supercharged.
There it is. So what, like wires and stuff? Like
Yeah,
those that-
like any devices that you could see that, you know what? Oh my God, I just thought of this. The grid system of the theater would work the best because there's so many electrical things. If we can bring down a fly with one of the electrical plug-in things for all those lights,
Okay.
we can jerry rig it all to that.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay.
And we run in to the stage.
And then I look for the first electric, which usually has the most amount of plugs in it. And
Well, remember, this is not an electric, this is a grid.
oh right. Oh shoot.
So the fly system is for the scenery.
Oh no. Oh. Poop.
So you would have to somehow run wires from the grid unless you can find a lever that lowers the whole grid down.
Nix that. Okay, we're just gonna find a room with a lot of plugs in it.
There's got to be a spot with a bunch of just the extra lights. Let's just grab all the wires off of those.
Oh yeah, we can do and the extensions that they have on. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, yeah, of
So I
course.
imagine you guys are having this conversation center stage. You came in the door from the left side and you're running across the stage. You're standing there like, oh, I'm going to take the electrics down. Oh, there's not electric. It's the grid system. Well, maybe if we get and you hear a click and you see the grid system lowering down to just above the audience and stop. Switches up here, guys.
Rev, buddy, I love you, man.
Why is the alarm going off and why did Jake throw glass at me?
Question is why hasn't he done it till now?
It's valid. So tell me exactly what you're going to try to rig up.
So that's one of those moments. Like that was the first time where I was like, okay, they've saved an NPC. An NPC can help them with something, like something that is an obstacle that's not a game breaking obstacle. It's like, oh, it's just like a good NPC you find in a video game. They're like, oh, hey, I happen to know how to do this thing for you. Would you like me to unlock that chest? Rev knows how the grid of a theater works. Hey, let me lower that down for you.
I did really appreciate the commitment to theater accuracy in terms of like no, this is a grid system, so you need the like you don't have the first electric.
Yeah. Well, and it was it's silly as it sounds, it was important to me because in episode 2 he's up running in the grid.
Yeah.
And because it's on the other side of the curtain, and Jake gets the stuff dropped on him from the from the pulley system.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me exactly what you're going to try to rig up.
Okay, so the grid will have all these lights in it, and they'll all be plugged in. And we were just going to cut the cords from those lights, and using my weird science, I am going to basically daisy chain all those into one cord, so then that all the power coming from the grid goes down into one wire, which will be leading down into the green room and into the suit of armor, and supercharge the armor.
Okay, roll weird science.
Okay.
I think it starts to become more so the further along we go. But this was always one of my favorite things was TJ describing his weird science, because sometimes he would just talk in a circle that would that would get everyone confused. So it turned into this kind of running joke that when he was like, okay, so I'm going to try to build this thing. And I go, okay, how does it work? And then I would pause and not really tell him that I was pausing, and he would do the first explanation, and then he'd go, wait, what? And then he would do it again, and that's the one I would record.
His explanations for why these things work is my favorite.
I think that's probably what we get the most random emails about.
Is just
like,
that the
hey,
weird
I'm a
science
mechanic, or
doesn't
I'm a
check
physicist, or oh yeah. Like we have scientists, actual scientists who listen to the show, who will randomly send messages in like, hey, this isn't what? I'm like, oh, it's fine. It's weird science.
It's weird science.
Please do it. That's off a weird. Oh, God. Oh, no. It's a 6.
Here we go.
All right, so what are the ramifications of weird science?
On a 6 or less, something goes horribly wrong.
And that's it.
That's it.
So as you're prepping this, do you tell anybody to be any specific place before you activate it? I was up in the light in the sound booth. Jake was up on the stairs on the second floor. Where is Tass? Where are you?
Well, I'll be definitely down in the meat and potatoes of it, so I'll be, as soon as I plug it in and everything, I'm right there at the battery. So
okay, so you're not the one flipping the switch to turn this on.
No, not at all. I would definitely yell up at you probably to say, all right, I need you to turn on light, blah, 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 blah.
Okay, and where's Tass?
Tass is probably about a good 30 feet away, because that's where I tell him to be, just in case this goes south.
So not in the basement?
Not in the basement, no.
So Tass, you're upstairs in the hallway, leading by like the door outside into, that would be about 30 feet from where you are.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I assume you daisy chain this yell. You yell to Tass. Tass yells to me. I pull the trigger. There's a moment of silence as you hear the hum begin to charge in the battery. And then there's this very strange electrical feedback. And you can see that everywhere on the ground where the cord is touching, sparks start to shoot out and the floor starts to catch on fire.
Oh, God.
The building is on fire. It's starting to burn more.
I'm going to try the switch on the armor.
Nothing happens.
Ah, damn it.
Because you rolled a 6, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The fire is spreading across the floor to the walls.
the few pauses that I didn't cut out, because it's like, this is happening in real time, so we'll see if they respond.
So was this surely this moment took you by surprise? You didn't anticipate that the boys were going to burn the theater down without yet having all
Correct.
the answers.
Yes, and I think I might talk about that like in the first like story recap that we do.
Mm-hmm.
But there was so much here to be found that they had not figured out yet.
Yeah.
And it's all gone. And so there's a lot of stuff that takes them a lot longer to figure out.
So
just
long
because-
that they don't
yeah.
discover for episodes and episodes or arcs and arcs because of this one bad roll that kind of eliminated all that
Yeah.
evidence for them.
Yeah. Such a good moment.
Oh God. Yeah.
The
Also.
fire is spreading across the floor to the walls.
God.
I presume I know nothing of this, right?
Correct. He hasn't said anything to anybody.
I make my way up the stairs, forget the armor. I kick it over and I just get out of there.
All right. Are you going in the door that you guys just came in? Or are you going out the front door? Or are you going out the door that leads outside that you're about to run past? There are 3 doors in that you've all taken.
Yell up there and tell him to get out of there.
I'll go through the front. I'm going to let him know. Get out the side.
I'll get out the side door then.
Okay.
And as I'm running, I'm looking for I know that there's a security alarm, I assume, going off, but I'm looking for a fire alarm to pull.
Yeah, you see one on the wall.
I pull it.
Okay.
And then keep hauling ass towards the front, yelling, get out, get out, get out.
All right. So where are you going? The grid is down basically above the chairs. The wires are leading across the stage through the audience. In your mind, as you start to sprint that way, what is your path?
So the grid is low enough that I can't just run under it.
Correct.
I assume.
Yeah, it's right above the chairs.
No, like wide around the theater access, like the outer aisles of the proscenium.
Yeah, you could get around on the outside.
Okay, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take that path and be listening for them, like if they're responding to me.
Roll act under pressure.
Oh, baby, that is an 11.
So you start sprinting through the hallway, basically running next to the fire that is spreading because this cable is touching the ground all the way along. You're able to put your hand out and flip the switch down on the fire alarm. The fire alarm starts to blare as you run. You turn into the theater and you see that the curtain, the stage, everything is engulfed in flames. You can see that when this went off, sparks must have just showered from all of these lights because all of the chairs are on fire. You're able to turn and jump off the side of the stage and run. Hey, get out of here, guys. Get out of here. There's, fire, go, 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 go. And you can see as you pass by that you don't even see me up in the booth anymore. Jake hears you yelling, and you make it out to the lobby.
Where is Rev?
He's coming down the stairs behind you.
Okay, I can see him coming to me.
Yep.
Is the fire lapping at our heels yet?
It is not, but
So-
it probably won't be long.
But we can get down the stairs to the front door.
Yeah, no problem. The fire right now in bulk is in the theater and spreading out, and then also from that back hallway.
Okay. Then I want to run down the stairs. Like, I want to wait until you catch up to me. Come on, go, 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 go. And run down the stairs and get to where Tass is.
All right, you guys are all there.
And I mean, out the front doors. Like,
Okay, where to out the front doors?
I would go out and then cut the direction of the alley where TJ went out.
All right.
yes.
Here I come.
Yep, and so you guys all meet kind of at the corner of the theater.
Do we hear any sirens and stuff yet?
Yes.
How far away do they sound?
Not very. It's been a while since the alarm was triggered for the security system.
And we probably took a good amount of time trying to get
Setting
back.
up all those
Yeah.
wires.
I say we run down the alley towards the back of the theater where it's not the road they're probably going to approach from. And I mean, we just run through alleys and jump fences.
Solid plan.
And where's your destination? Like, where are you trying to get to? You just trying to get hidden in the
think-
city right now?
Just trying to get some blocks away for now,
Okay, and on street level,
as opposed to,
like going up onto a roof or...
oh, yeah, I think it's street level.
Whoever's leading this charge, roll act under pressure, and everybody can assist.
Am I leading? Or?
It was your plan, bro.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is a help out, essentially.
Yeah.
I got an 8.
I got a 7.
I got a 9.
You are ushering everybody through the streets, trying to dodge traffic, trying to avoid sirens that you hear, and you guys get to an alley, and with everyone's assistance, you got a 10, so you do exactly what you want to do. Everyone else involved rolled a mixed success, which exposes them to danger. As you get to a pretty far distance out, you feel like you're safe. You guys stop. And as you're standing there, kind of breathing heavy, everyone's looking around, there is a crack in the air. And right next to TJ, part of the brick over his shoulder just poofs into dust. Tash, you recognize this sound. Someone has just fired a sniper rifle at you guys.
So stop there for a second.
Yeah. Let's see. Penguins asks, Rev, do you regret making the consequence being a fire?
No, not really. Like, it made the most sense for what he was trying to do. I regret not using fire as a consequence one other time. But no, I'm happy with the way this turned out, and it became such a kind of iconic moment for them, and became so important. Like, the husk of the Halifax becomes so important later, that having it kind of as this burnt out shell of a place that reminds them of their first outing, that kind of later comes back to haunt them is kind of fun.
Yeah. Let's see. Baba Kluk says, I just heard dice. Do you intentionally leave in dice, or is it Foley?
Yeah, so I do leave in dice, but I don't. If the dice are, let me put it this way: if the dice roll is loud enough to not get removed by my noise filter, they get kept in. But I don't go in and add dice sounds. So like if you listen to any of the one shots we're doing, like you will almost always hear Kim's dice rolls because she uses a wooden dice roller.
Yeah.
You'll hear Megan's. Tass's not so much anymore. This last Christmas, I got everybody dice rollers, and everybody uses theirs except for Kim. We won't talk about that right now.
Mine's too big to fit in my closets. It's here though. Let's see if I can move my.
But yeah, they're all made out of foam, and so that's not true. Actually, Jake doesn't use his either.
I have a little Monty that Rev got me in that corner right there, the hand.
Yeah. You put the dice in the top of the arm and they come out the mouth on the hand.
Yeah, it's really cute.
So yeah, I don't intentionally add dice rolls back in, with the exception of, I guess, if it's a very tense or important die roll. Like if it's one where I know there's going to be some silence around it and it's an important moment, I might copy and paste a die roll from another spot. But it's never, like, I've never recorded someone just rolling dice. It's always die rolls that are happening at the table.
Some love for the Monty dice roller says that's horrifying but very good. I'll take some pictures of it and I'll put it in chat if you haven't seen it. Phoebe says, redacted, my beloved.
Yes totally fair.
What?
Oh shit, down, everybody down, everybody get down.
That pause, I want to go back for that pause.
Fired a sniper rifle at you guys.
What?
Oh shit, down, everybody down, everybody get down.
I don't know what direction the shot came from. I'm getting to cover immediately.
All right, so is anybody worried about anybody else?
Oh, that's a good point. I am body shielding TJ.
All right, to try to get away and duck, you can either roll act under pressure to try to just get someplace, or you can read a bad situation to try to get a sense of where to go. For Jake, you're going to roll protect someone to add to whatever it is TJ is doing.
Fantastic.
I got a 10 on act under pressure.
I got a 12 to protect this good boy.
A 10 to read a bad situation.
Yeah. Kicking ass.
All right, so Tash, you get a hold 3, and I'm going to let you resolve first.
Okay. I'm not sure which question this is. Either are there any dangers we haven't noticed? I feel like that's not it because we noticed that what the danger is. I guess what's the biggest threat? I'm trying to find the direction.
Yeah,
of
either
this.
one of those would work.
Sure.
As you spin around, seeing this chunk of brick essentially turn to dust, you catch for a brief glimpse across the street on the roof the reflection of what must be the scope of a sniper rifle in the streetlight. So you can clearly see for a moment that this person is across the street looking down the alley that you guys are in.
What's the best way to protect the victims?
If you can either find a way to momentarily blind the person up top or distract them, or if you can get everybody inside a building or around a corner where this person doesn't have a line of sight on you.
What's my best way out?
Best way out, the shortest route, would be straight towards the building that they're on, because
Cutting off
the
sight
closest
lines.
door and the way around the corner at the end of this is much further than the base of their building from you.
Okay, then that's essentially what I'm gonna yell is he's there. We gotta get to that building straight ahead.
All right, so we'll now resolve Tej's role along with Jake, who is protecting him. What's your extra effect, Jake?
I want all impending danger focused on me. So I want to make an opening for them. Like, I want to shoo them down the alley, and I want to kind of stand where I am and just like gladiator. Like, you want shit? You got shit. Let's go.
So, Tass, you point out that the shooter is on the roof. The best way to get away from them is to rush the building that they are on because it's going to cut off the sight lines. Jake, you start to usher everyone across the street. As you do so, You kind of hold your hammer up in the air and yell, and there's a crack of lightning, and it makes you kind of the focus for a moment, and you can see the sniper rifle swing in your direction away from TJ as the others run towards the building.
So as soon as I think that the focus is on me and they're on their way across the street, I can see where that gun is, right?
Yeah.
I'm teleporting to that rooftop, and I just want to teleport right over them and just lay the hammer down.
So you're going to teleport to the lip of the building where the gun is hanging over, because that's what you can see. Like, you can't see where he or she is.
Yeah.
As they run across the street, you teleport.
There's my first gimme where it was someplace he would not have been able to go, but we let him, and it made a very good moment.
Yeah.
Street, you teleport to the lip of the building and go to lay the hammer down. Roll kick some ass.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, I got a 5.
Oh,
All right.
no.
So you appear on the edge of this building, and you raise your hammer to bring it down, and you realize you don't see anything. You just see a sniper rifle in the air, and as you're looking at it, you see a shotgun come, almost like someone's pulling it off their back, but they're invisible,
Oh my God,
and
no.
it blasts you
Oh my God,
off
no.
the building.
Oh my God, no.
You take 3 harm, minus your armor from the shotgun blast.
Okay.
Roll act under pressure. I'm going to assume that your mind is racing, that you're trying to figure out what is going on.
9.
You can, in the moment before you hit the ground, teleport away. But the only places you can think of in this moment are the rooftop that you just teleported from or your home.
Home.
You vanish. The 3 of you, TJ, Tass, and Rev, arrive at the front of the building. You know there is no more danger. Where do you want to go? What are you going to do from here?
We got to help Jake.
We got to get to that roof.
You know how to get there, right? I mean, you're the...
I've never been in this building. We just got to go up,
I mean,
man.
I don't mean like that. I mean like a tactician type stuff. I mean, this is a sniper. You've seen movies and everything. These guys have it all decked out and probably like booby trapped and shit.
I don't know about that, but I do have one tactic, and I'm going to start heading toward a set of stairs if I can find like stairs. Or...
It's an apartment building. There's a front door. It's locked.
Oh.
Is there a lock on the door, like an actual like physical lock?
Yeah.
I'm going to try and jimmy it with my multi-tool.
You start to get out your multi-tool and you put it in the door, and from above you, you hear a shotgun blast, and you think you hear Jake scream, and then nothing.
We got to get up there, hurry.
And you are able to pop the lock out. You basically jam the multi-tool in. You don't necessarily pick it, you break it.
Awesome. I'm pushing in the door and let's go and find the nearest stairwell, see if we can't get to the roof.
So in the back corner of this hallway, there is a stairwell.
Okay, going up it.
Okay.
Nunchucks at the ready, of course.
All right. What about you?
I'm following.
Do you have any weapons out?
Yeah, I'm gonna get the shotgun out.
Okay. You guys arrive at the top of the stairs, and there is a metal door that you assume leads to the roof.
Bust it open.
So you guys just kick this door open, not knowing exactly what has happened to Jake up here. As you kick the door open, you hear a clicking sound.
Clicking sound?
And there is an explosion.
Boy, that booby trap call was
You
right
just
on.
talked
buddy.
about it and then didn't check for it. You both take 1 harm that defeats armor, and you are knocked down the stairs.
I'm unstable.
What are you doing?
I assume that I'm trying to recover from this, like, just like shaking, like, I'm going to check him to see if he's okay.
I'm in pain. I'm not doing great.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
Where does it hurt?
You hear some footsteps behind you as you're checking him.
I'm going to take his shotgun, and I'm going to turn around and hopefully blast something with a shotgun.
So you're just turning around and firing?
Yeah, blind fire.
What?
Okay, roll act under pressure.
What? What if you shoot? Okay.
There's just a kid who was out on the roof, like jumping rope.
Why was he on the roof jumping rope in the middle of gunfire?
It's like the Men in Black stress test.
I got an 8.
You grab his shotgun and you spin around and try to get a shot off. And when you spin around, you don't see anyone there. You just see empty hallway. And then the gun is wrenched out of your hand, and you see it tumble down the stairs behind Tass. And then the door closes.
Was that Brad Pitt?
I'm going to pull out his first aid kit.
Uh-huh.
and I'm going to try and stabilize him.
All right.
With
Can
what
you
little
do that?
with what little help? I mean, I can help heal a person, can't I?
I don't.
I mean, I don't have like heal, or I don't have like first aid or anything. But
What is your wound, Tass? How much damage do you have?
4 total.
No, you cannot help him. +4 harm requires a healing move, time in an infirmary or hospital, or magical healing.
oh, okay, I see.
Jake.
Yep.
You.
Let's pause there for a moment.
So a few questions. Tuxedo Clowns says, did you purposefully make the guns that the invisible shooter has the same as the guns that Tass has?
The toilet scene. No, I took them. Yes and no. The first one, the one that we see second, is from kind of the playbook that in my head they were, and then the other one was just a matter of evolution. So no, I did not specifically have them because they were the guns that Tass used, but it's a very similar form and function of close range and long range.
Yeah. And then a few people asked this. So, Rev, was there always a booby trap on that door, or did you just add it in because they mentioned that it could be booby trapped?
There was always a booby trap there. And so when they mentioned it, I thought like, oh, okay, this is not going to be an issue. But if we, looking ahead for those of us in the know, does anyone think that door would not be booby trapped?
No. No.
If this person is using it as their sniper perch.
Yeah.
So.
All right, let's keep going.
Okay.
Jake.
Yep.
You appear on the toilet because it's the place you're most familiar with.
First of all, how dare you?
Watch me in my most private of times. Jake, you appear in your bed across town, and beside you, you hear someone move and sit up, and you look over, and it's Larissa. It is the middle of the night. Your girlfriend was asleep in bed, and you have just appeared next to her in a suit of armor and bleeding profusely from the chest. What do you want to do?
Hey, honey.
Jake, why are you wearing it's
Oh, I'm just got back from Rev's place. I'm gonna get ready for bed. Go back to sleep. I'll be here in a minute.
Oh, I wish you wouldn't wear armor to bed. And she falls back over and goes to sleep.
That's just like Larissa. Oh my gosh.
Boy, I don't know anything about like medicine. I think that like, okay, so I'm gonna walk out the door from my bedroom and get in the closet where like our box of medical supplies is, and I'm gonna grab a bottle of hydrogen peroxide and just like open it up and start pouring it on some of my wounds before I wings away to wherever TJ is.
Yeah, and as you do, it looks like someone dropping Alka-Seltzer into a glass of water. Like everything just starts to fizz and foam, and you pee a little bit. Like it's not great. Who are you thinking of as you wings away?
TJ. I am sworn to protect him.
All right, so you appear next to TJ, standing on some stairs, and you see Tass on the ground, bleeding pretty profusely, and you see TJ kind of looking dazed. You see me at the bottom of the stairs, picking up the shotgun and bringing it back up, but you're there.
What happened? It looks like a bomb went off here.
Yeah, well, I mean, more or less, a bomb went off here.
And did you encounter the shooter?
Yeah, I tried to shoot it, and I guess I missed because then it took the gun out of my hand, threw it down the stairs, and...
So I'm not
you
going...
take another point of damage from your teleportation here.
Oh my god.
You are unstable, right?
I am.
Come here. Let me at least help you real quick. Come here.
Okay.
And I'm gonna fumble for my stuff and try to do some medicalizing on him, at least to stabilize him.
TJ has it out already. He's been slamming it together, trying to make a potion appear, and it doesn't seem to be working.
Yeah. I'm going to give you one more hold. Stabilize his wound. Yeah, he's stabilized now. Because I don't think healing you for 2 is going to get you to a point of being stable, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
oh,
with
okay.
5.
And yeah, we decided that's how that works, right? At least for now.
Yeah, at least for now.
Okay, then heal 2.
Okay, I can try and just get us out of here 2 at a time. Like, I can't guarantee.
I should mention this too. in that of like, oh yeah, as far as we know, this is how it works. We recorded the first 5 episodes. The first 5 episodes all released at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So there was not an opportunity for us to get feedback until probably like episode 8 or 9, because we were at a place of trying to record like 3 or 4 episodes ahead. So even by the time we released on iTunes, the first 5 episodes came out, and we probably had recorded up to episode 8 or 9 by then. So, yeah, I don't know why I'm trying to defend it. I'm so embarrassed by the fact that I got those things wrong right away.
It's okay. It's fine.
I can't guarantee that it'll work.
Normal.
I don't.
Yeah,
so this is totally normal. It's you are teaching the game as you go, and that also includes teaching it to yourselves.
Yeah.
I can't guarantee that it'll work. I don't know if you guys feel like you can move. If not, I can try and fly us out of here. But if it goes wrong, where we might end up.
Maybe we call an ambulance.
Okay. I mean, they'll save our lives before we have to explain anything. So this might be the best bet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get out of here.
Yeah. You are
Let
good.
me know when you guys are out, because I assume you're gonna have some crazy story to explain everything that's just happened. See ya.
Good luck.
What?
I don't know that we should all go to the hospital if we don't need to, because that's more people that have to answer questions from the cops, because you guys have gunshot wounds and those require a police officer to be called.
Oh God. All right. Okay. All right. This is just me being like in pain and like, okay. All right. Let's just get the ambulance here, please. Could you at least call them? I don't think any of us are in condition to call the ambulance.
Yeah, that's no problem. I will call the ambulance. I'll get outside and see what the address is. And I dig inside of my coat and I bring out some herb and I rub it in my hand and I put my hand on one of your burns, and you can see the burn goes from you onto my arm, and you heal for 1 point of damage.
Oh my God. Thank you.
Yeah, don't bleed out while they get here.
I'll do my best.
I'll see you guys. We should meet, but maybe not at my house. I've got another spot we should probably meet at from now on.
Steak and Shake?
It's actually right next door to a Steak and Shake. How did you know?
Spend a lot of time at that Steak and Shake, seeing you in and out.
Yeah, I'll see you guys. Give me a call. All right, so you guys lay down. Like, where are you going to go? You're all stabilized. Are you...
Another moment just off the cuff that then became canon.
Yep.
Rev's place is next to a Steak and Shake.
Next to the Steak and Shake.
Are you going to go down just to the bottom of the entrance of the building and wait? TJ, are you waiting with them?
Yeah.
What's your condition?
I'm stabilized too, but I'm at 3 harm. So I mean,
I think all of us are at 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, wait, how does healing work if you're stable? Like healing over time?
You heal 1 point with first aid or when you rest.
so
it
probably like 8
take like
hours.
2 or 3 days to fully.
Yeah,
Correct.
we could take a bit and avoid the cops altogether. We could avoid a hospital and avoid the police and spend a few days resting up and get our shit together.
I kind of find it interesting that nobody in this apartment complex has tried to check what's on the roof.
Don't worry. Numerous police have been called, but no one's stupid enough to come out in the hallway after an explosion.
Gotcha.
What do you guys want to do? You're the one covered in guns and body armor, dog.
You
Like,
do hear sirens and not ambulance sirens.
Can you get us out of here?
I can get us somewhere.
Yeah, let's bounce.
Okay. Then I'm gonna try and use my angel wings to get us, to my house.
All right, roll it.
I don't know what else I would be familiar enough with. I was trying to think if I know a doctor really well. I don't. I need this to go well.
That ain't bad.
I've got a minus to weird, so an 8.
All right, and what is the result for an 8?
Either we're all separated or we appear together but not in the right place.
That's misleading because then either way, somebody's not appearing in the right place, right? If we're separated, or we make it to the destination but like not in the same.
I think it's either he appears at the right location and you guys appear to random locations, or you all appear together at a random location. All right. The issue with this teleportation is that your mind wasn't clear. You were thinking about too many things, too many times, too many places. And so it's hard to get a clear lock on where you're going. And you're thinking about the events of the evening. Jake appears at his home. Tass appears at the Steak and Shake that Rev said his new place was by. TJ appears on the steps outside of the theater, surrounded by cops and the fire department.
Oh, man.
Oh boy. I'm trying to think. Yeah, so the Steak and Shake. Yeah, there just happened to be a Steak and Shake by the place we were recording. And so I just went with it, and then that became a kind of an iconic place that they would always go around Rev's not even apartment, his workshop.
Did you guys not record these first few episodes at your house?
We did.
Okay.
The apartment that I was living in at the time, there was a Steak and Shake down the road.
Nice.
And I assume that we must have gone to it like between recordings or something.
That does
for it
sound
to be
like
on
you.
Jake's mind. Yeah.
Tuxedo Clown says that this is his or their favorite cliffhanger.
Oh yeah, it was a
TJ
good
appearing
one.
in front of the cops.
Yeah, it was a surprise for all of them, I thought.
Yes, what made you decide to put TJ in that position?
It was a random. I rolled dice.
Okay.
A lot of times when it comes up to Jake's, people going to the wrong places, I will decide like 6 places in my head, and roll a die for each person. And so TJ got the short straw there, which then of course leads to something else we'll get to here in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are so fun to listen to.
Yeah. I keep forgetting that, it doesn't take us quite as long as it did the first one to get through. I should prep 2 of them.
Oh yeah.
Or, I shouldn't say this out loud because then it might happen. I was like, yeah, we should just see like, hey, has anybody not listened to the D&D episode? Let's listen to that next. Oh my gosh. Well, has anybody got any other questions?
Yeah.
We've had a good turnout for this still. I'm interested to see what becomes of this after we finish this first story arc, if people still want to show up, and what day of the week we decide to set it for.
Yeah, I've definitely really been enjoying listening to these with you and listening to them with chat. Just C-Max says, please keep doing these.
Yeah. I mean, it might be just a good, because we're always kind of like, oh, what are we going to play on Tuesday night?
Mm-hmm.
So it might just be a good spot to do them if Tuesday works. I mean, we definitely, I think more people were free on Saturdays, but Tuesday's a good night as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. Oh no, I shouldn't have done that.
You shouldn't have done that, sir.
I just messed up the Let me remedy that.
Let's see. Tuxedo Clown says, I'm sad that I missed the first 3. Well, you can find them on YouTube. If you have not yet caught them, I'll post that link in chat. Yeah, they're on the YouTube channel. Let's see. Just C-Max says it might be fun for Jake and Tass to provide commentary on an episode if they're free.
Absolutely.
Yeah, totally. Phoebe says, it hasn't even been that long since I first listened to the show, but it's a fun refresher and nice to get the commentary. Yeah, absolutely. Well, looking ahead to this coming week, chat, get in those last questions if you have any. On Thursday, the 17th at 7 p.m. Eastern, Megan and I will be doing part 3 of Nancy Drew, The Deadly Device. The costume theme is electricity. And then the week after that will be our Detectiversary. It will be 1 year since we've done Mystery Detectives, and we're trying to think of something special to do to celebrate that. We have a few ideas. Monday, the 21st at 8 p.m. Eastern, come hang out with us as we get into issue 7 of the Omniverse Chronicles, Masks. It's Oh boy, that next episode is gonna be quite the thing. I can't wait. And then next Tuesday, I have the date wrong. At 8 p.m. Eastern is the listen through for season 1, episode 5. Yeah, a year already. It is bonkers. Josh says that he likes the inside baseball GM thinking with this series.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to like even kind of remember moments that are happening as they're happening. Like, oh, I forgot about this. Like I had forgotten all about the, booby trapped door and stuff like that as they were making their way there.
Oh, it's so good. Any update on Omniverse Chronicles making it to the audio feed?
No, not yet. That'll definitely be a process.
Mm-hmm.
We have to find some time to sit down and work with like the first episode of iHunt and just see what it sounds like. Yeah, and right now we're in the middle of prepping for not only season 4 but also Crossroads Carnival. So it will happen eventually. It's just a matter of things in the pecking order that they need to happen in.
Yeah, absolutely. Tuxedo Clowns asks, how many more times do you think you will blow up Taz?
Oh man, I hope a lot. As many times as he'll let me.
This was the very first one. The very first time Taz got caught in an explosion.
Yep. I really think the only other thing is that speaking of coming up to season 4, we are having our season 3 Q&A at the end of July. And we need your questions. So if you have questions about season 3 of Other Side of the Coin, the main podcast, send those to us through email or through the contact us form on the website. Get those to us by July the 2nd so that we have enough time to kind of lay them all out, put them in order, and record those to put together the Q&A. I've only gotten a couple so far. Usually this is something that people sleep on to the last minute, and then I get a huge flood of questions at the last moment. So if you're here and you've got a question, take the moment, send it early, give a Rev a break.
I'm very excited for that. I want to hang out and ask you guys questions.
Yeah.
But also, if you're here and if you've not yet filled out this survey provided by our network, Fable and Folly, go ahead and do that for us. It'll just take a couple minutes, but it'll help us give our network and our advertisers a clearer picture of who listens to our show.
Yeah, Fable and Folly has been a very good advocate for us, both with ad sales and growth. It's really wonderful that we got an opportunity to be a part of this network, and it's got some amazing shows on it. And so they asked us to share this survey and let you answer questions about our shows, and if you possibly listen to other shows on their network. It will literally take you just a few minutes. So if you could take a moment to fill that out. And when you do fill it out, at the end, they will give you a link to a site that has bonus content for all of the shows on the network. And you can save that link and go back and check in on it as other things get added to that folder. So like we put some wallpaper backgrounds on there, and I'm going to go back and find an episode or something to put on there. So there's bonus content from a bunch of different shows there. So you can always check back to that link and see what else has been added since you saw it last. I don't know that we've got anything else.
Yeah, I don't think we have any more announcements.
I know.
We have one kind of sort of spoilery question. Did you always plan to use Baba Yaga?
Oh, no. That was something that was born out of a job that I was doing. I was doing fight choreography and also kind of essentially like Lotsie choreographing for a show called I think it's called like 3 Russian Girls. But it is the story of Baba Yaga in a modern context. And they brought me in to work on that show, and just watching that show every night, I was like, man, this lore is really interesting. And The actress who was playing Baba Yaga was doing a really interesting thing to make the vocals happen, to give across the idea of big metal teeth. And I had to work with her a little bit on like enunciation and stuff, which made me be like, this is kind of fun. So then that kind of caused me to go into a little bit of a deep dive into Baba Yaga and her story, and then start to build around that.
Did you adopt a similar voice that actress used?
Yes. Yeah. So I used a lot of the stuff that I worked with her on when it came to how to enunciate around metal teeth and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Nice. She's one of my favorite characters, or just one of my favorite characters from folklore in general.
Yeah.
I love Baba Yaga. Feminist icon.
I've got her book right here.
Yeah. Ask Baba Yaga.
Ask Baba Yaga. Otherworldly advice for everyday troubles.
All right. Well, everyone.
I know it always feels weird, like ending after only an hour and a half, but that's about what this takes.
That's about what this is. But thank you all so much for hanging out with us. And we'll see you next Tuesday for the season 1, episode 5 listen through. I hope you have a great night. Bye.
Good night.